Hey everybody, just want to start this video with an update. My brother and my nephew Jameson both got bears this year, and I want to show the pictures. And had another friend of ours, my brother had two bait sites. He got a bear on each, and then he had another friend come up, and he already got his bear, so he had a friend come up, and then his friend got a bear on that one of those bear sites as well. So congratulations to Sean as well. But congratulations. I don't have a picture of Sean's bear, but I can show you my brother's and Jameson's here. And this will be the beginning of the next video. Hey folks, how you doing? Sam and I are just getting out to the bow bank doing some more scouting today. Got some new glasses. We're gonna just do a kind of a refined look at some spots that I drove by last time I was out here. I don't have a lot of gas, and it's at the end of the month, so I don't have a lot of money for gas. So we're just gonna look at a couple of spots, and I'm gonna get my butt out and try and do a little bit of walking. Maybe bring a trail camera with me. There's still a lot of vegetation, but it's getting to be about that time. I was at the end of September, and I need to get out and start seeing where these animals are, the deer are, and where they're gonna be, or where they might be or might not be. So you gotta start refining that down. And this is pretty much the time to do it. Sammy's not been out with me for a couple of 3 or 4 times. I had to go down to Bangor from Quebec to renew my driver's license, so she couldn't go with me then. Then I've been to the doctors a couple of times, eye doctors, and then I just went to another doctor yesterday. I had to have a x-ray of my neck. I've been having problems with my neck. I had partially damaged that when I had my motorcycle accident, and then the doctors had said it's it's going to be something that's going to bother you down the road later on, and I guess later on showing up. So I had to have x-rays of it yesterday. So that's another thing on top of the carpal tunnel and the torn rotator cuff and everything else. Body's just falling apart. But I'm still going, still moving. Kind of hoping people will start picking up on watching my videos, because that's how I get some gas money for hunting season. And right now there's not been many people watching them, so I'm not getting any pay at all. So that's kind of hard. I don't normally get paid during the summer anyway. It's usually right around hunting season and just after hunting season into early January, and that's it. You have to make over $100 before you can get paid. So the money will just sit there until it gets up to $100, and then they'll send you a check for whatever it is at that. I think it's like once a month they look at what you have in there, and if it's over $100 they send it to you. If it's not over $100 they don't send it to you. And actually also, if people stop watching your videos, like after January, people stop, the money that's in there starts decreasing too. So you could have $99 in there, and all of a sudden people stop watching your videos, and then it starts going down and down, so you won't get paid. So it's kind of a screwed up way to, YouTube pays you, but they're doing it as a business to help themselves, not you. So they're making sure every way that they can get paid, and their salary is increasing while yours is making it more and more difficult to get paid. So that's that, my spiel for that. I have a lot of things I'd like to say about the Charlie Kirk situation, but it's still too early for me. I just started getting really frustrated and really angry. It's just something I need to not say anything, so I could say stuff that could get me in trouble. It aggravates me to no end. That's all I'm going to say. What happened? Leave that at that. I've been seeing some fresh coyote dung, 2 piles of it already out here, so there's been a lot of coyote dung on the roads here lately, so definitely need to start doing some coyote hunting. I haven't gotten the sight in my AR in that I want for coyote hunting. I got a different scope on it, took the night vision scope off. So that's a project I got to do sometime. Probably should have brought it now, but it's such a pain in the rear end for me to carry that rifle. Got it in a heavy bag, and it's heavy and awkward for me to carry that from my bedroom, out of the bedroom, down the flight of stairs to get to the garage, and into the garage, into the truck. It's a pain in the ass for me. So I usually have to have somebody, my brother or my nephew Jameson, help me carry that out. So maybe sometime we'll get to that, so I'll have that all ready, hopefully. Yeah, I was feeling guilty because Sammy wasn't able to come out last three, 4 times I've been in my truck, and I usually like to take her everywhere I go. So I got her out here with me now. Get a little orange bandana on. That orange bandana was my old buddy Ranger's, my other black lab. I went through all of his stuff, have his stuff in a bag since I moved from where I was to my brother's. I have Ranger's urn with his ashes and that, and had a couple of his toys and a collar of his, and then that orange bandana, and I just didn't want to use any of it. I feel like that was his, and I feel like I could use that. A little choked up. Could use that for her, and I'm sure he'd want to have her protected. I should go down that road. Worry about getting my truck scratched up, but maybe I'll go through that later. That's where my old shooting range is. Such a good hunting spot that I just starting to grow up, and I want to get my truck all scratched up. But anyway, Sam's got the bandana on. That's where it come from. We're heading out. I'll give you some more footage in a little bit. I don't want to use all the video here. Going to the Grapevine Road and head out that way, and get you some video of that. And I do have my Onyx on, and see if anything pops up there that I might get interested in checking out. Get you some more footage when I get out there, further out the road here. Oh, I guess the grader's going out this way now, grading this road. I met him last time I was out here grading the other road, as you saw. Now they got this road started. Hopefully they got it all done. I don't know, I saw the truck at the intersection here. I just turned down the Grapevine Road. So looking pretty good. You always have a hazard of driving on a freshly graded road because they break up a lot of rocks. If you don't have very good ply tires, it could put a hole, puncture your tires, so you got to be careful of that. So hopefully we'll be all set. I got stupid 20-inch tires on this truck. I'm sure they ain't cheap. There's a hawk. We'll keep traveling down here a little ways. I don't want to go too far. I have a couple of spots I want to check out. It's not too far down this road. All right, I got my trail camera and my 3-7 and my dog Samantha. We're out here. I'm gonna go that way, as you can see. It's pretty thick in there. It's gonna be a pain in the ass for me to walk through, but it looks like it's only a short distance. It'll be hard on the wrists and shoulders, but I gotta get out there. I didn't show you when I pulled in here. I had my Onyx on, and there is a big swamp way out there. So I'm gonna try and find some trails through there somewhere, hopefully, that I can set up a trail camera and see who's out this way. I'll get you some more footage once I get out there, God willing. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to show you what happened to my feet. You can see they're getting all tangled up. Let me try and move my foot. So they're getting all tangled up in this stuff. My feet, and that one was too. I was dragging some more behind me, but my feet are locked into a 90-degree angle. Turn around here. It's my trail. Truck's right there. But my feet are locked into a 90-degree angle with these braces on. So it's really hard to walk through this stuff because your feet just get tangled in it, and it tries to pull you down either way you go. So that's why I had to put so much weight on my shoulders, which is a pain, but I'm getting it. I'm almost out of here, so we're almost to the good stuff. All right, we've come into this nice little opening just as we got through that. See, there's a bucket over there, but it's an old tree that was cut down. But look right here, find all kinds of bones on the ground. I don't know if that's somebody who just they shot a deer and they just threw all their bones out here afterwards, or if that's actually from some kind of a kill. There's bones right over there. There's scattered all over the place through here, so I don't know if that's just one big animal or if that was there's some moose dung right there. moose tracks been coming through here. We're gonna head that way. At least it's open up in there. There's not a lot of leaves, so if I do put a trail camera here, you shouldn't get a lot of wind photos. So that's a bonus. At least this area, nice little spot. Trying to find something that I don't have to do a lot of walking, and it's great right now when you can just wear a t-shirt, but deer season will be a lot colder, so you wear heavy clothes, and as soon as you wear heavy clothes with crutches, you walk 5 feet and you're sweating to death. You're great when you're staying still, but not when you're moving. Well, I'll keep on going. I'm just a little ways further down, and it's opened up through here too. Sammy's always flying up and down. It's a beech tree right there. I don't see any beech nuts on it. I don't know if anything be on right now or not anyway. But opened up a little bit through here. You can see it brightening up through there. I have to look at my phone afterwards to try and get a better idea, get my bearings on where that swamp is. But this spot right here would be a great little spot to hide in around. Because the deer, moose, bear, everything already know that this tree's down. It's been down for a while. You can see by the roots. So they know it's down. So it would be a great spot just to snuggle up into somewhere and sit and wait and watch. Maybe an area like this. And an area like this, a range like this, 30-30 is all you need. Nice lever action, short barreled gun that's easy to point and move around. And you get what, 30, 40 yards, maybe at the most over here, maybe. Close and personal. But yeah, looking pretty promising out here. It's nice day out too. Not that warm, it's even cooler in the woods. I'm gonna continue following this down here and see what else I can find. Still some more bones. The bones were scattered all over the place. I did come up to a skull. I believe it was a deer skull. So I don't know if somebody just shot the deer and they just put all the bones and stuff out here or what they did. All right, I've only gone like 10 or 15 feet further. Starting to go downhill a little bit. There's a trail that goes that way. Hope you can see it very well. And there's another trail that goes this way, going down that way. And there's another trail that goes this way, going up that way by that huge dead tree there. See the tracks and stuff, and there's some more bones there. I'm coming from this way. Another beech tree right there, a couple of them. So, there's Sammy. What'd you do to your collar thing? Holy, the handkerchief's all messed up. I don't know where to go from here. Go up. I think the swamp is this way, so I think I'm gonna head down towards the swamp. But the problem is, keyword is down. Down is easy, going down with my shoulders. It's a royal pain in the ass coming back, but you're not gonna know what's down there if I don't give it a shot. And I looked on my Onyx on my phone. That swamp is quite a ways out there, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to it, but I will get, closer to it and see if I can find some good place to put the trail camera out, and maybe a spot that I'd be able to sit and watch. So we'll continue going. Sammy's getting tired, running around like a crazy woman. There's another skull right there. That's a moose skull. The other one was definitely a deer skull. We are going downhill, so I'm gonna pay for it later coming back up here. You can see it goes up, but I'll pay for it later evidently. Getting down there. I know there's a stream down this way too, so hopefully if we can't get to the swamp, we can at least get to the stream and maybe find a spot. But this is a decent trail coming down here. Hopefully it's not just moose, but I'm assuming there's deer too. Another beech tree right next to me here. Beech trees are good because beech trees have beech nuts. Well, there's a good sign right there. Got some beech nuts on the ground. A few beech trees around here. One right here. One right here. Some more beech nut things down that way too. So trying to head down where that opens up and drops off. I'm assuming the stream's down there. Could be a lot further away than I realized, but it it opens up a little bit and it looks like it could be down that way. Sammy and I are going to head that way and see what we can find else here. I decided I just want to sit here for a few minutes. Watch and observe, see where Sammy's going. Still on my way down to the lower spot, but I don't know. Keeps going down and down, which is going to be a pain or errand for me to get back up. Find water yet? Did you find water? Feet wet? Yeah, she found water. She's all wet in the bottom. The stream must be down that way. That's where she came from. So we'll continue going that way. Good girl, good girl. All right. She found water. She's right up to her belly. So yeah, the stream must be down that way. Good. Good, good. See what we can find down that way once we get there. Let me show where I am right here. Yeah, Sammy just came from down that way. The stream must run through this way, go up through that way, and the swamp must be way up there somewhere. I think it's farther than I can walk. Going all downhill, which is going to be trouble for me getting back up. But we're going to sit right here for a few minutes. Let my shoulders and stuff relax for a few and listen to the sounds of the woods. And the panting dog. Where's Sammy? Set collar for you. Thanks your collar. Silly girl. Silly girl. Girl. There we go. There you go. You're good. All right. Either way, I guess we'll go down this way once we get a few more minutes. All right, as I'm sitting here, I just checked up my onyx again, and looks like there's a small pond right where Sammy had come from when she got wet. So we're gonna go check that out. The swamp is down that way quite a ways further, so there's no way I'm gonna be able to walk there and be in one piece for the next 3 weeks. So I'm gonna check out this pond. I haven't seen a lot of deer signs. Seen some moose sign, some feces and stuff. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a great spot to watch or not. There's definitely trails, but it could be mostly moose, but it could be deer. Just haven't seen a lot. It's hard to tell with this so much of this, pine needles, and it's so soft. It just eats up tracks, and you can't tell what it is. But yeah, we're gonna head down this hill some more and see if I can find that open body of water. It's not very big, but it's something. We'll see what we get. All right, I was literally sitting right behind where I am, and some deer crap right there. So that makes me feel a little bit better, like there might be some deer in here as well. Heading down that way, exactly where we're going, towards that little pond. See what we see when we get there. Okay, Sammy is in the water down there. You can see there's all kinds of obstacles preventing me from getting directly to the stream, but I can see the stream right there through the trees too. Goes that way. Down this way is towards the road, I believe. Yeah, here comes Sammy. She got in the water again. She's getting cooled off and getting drinks. Her bandana's all wet now. Good girl, Sammy, good girl. Okay, so this way here will go to the big swamp, which will be extremely hard for me to get to, so I'm not going to do it. This was a long trek all downhill. Going from that way, where it came from. You can see the trail going up through the woods there. I'm not sure if the deer must cross through here. I don't think it's a really busy deer area, so I'm going to start walking back out of here. And I'll go down the road further and try and find another spot, I guess. Unless I find a good trail coming out of here that I can check out, but that's what you gotta do. This is hunting before hunting season. Just trying to find a spot that I can have a decent chance of sitting out and waiting for one. You gotta know where they are, especially you get where they are this year, because difference in vegetation, difference in beech nuts dropping or not, or acorns dropping or not, or certain vegetation that they like to eat coming or not. All that's going to make a big difference for every year for Maine. It just seems like it's never the same. Well, I'm going to head back the other way. Well, here's one of the wonderful things about my life here. See this crutch? Here's a tip. And there's a handle all the way up here. Well, I try to get to the stream. I'm right next to it now. And I put my crutch in one position and it went into the ground. And look how far that goddamn crutch went into the ground. When your crutch goes into the ground that far, you take a tumble. There's no way you just twist yourself to the point where you can't recover. And I was just coming over this log, trying to go over all this brush, and I put that crutch right there, searching for a solid spot, and thought I was on one, and all of a sudden, boom, down I went. Fun. The stream is right there. Hopefully I can recover my crutch tip. Sometimes these tips get stuck in the mud and stuff like that and pulls right out of the crutch, and if that does, I'm in trouble because that's a pain in the rear end trying to walk with no crutch tip because the crutch wants to punch holes in through everything. Let's see if I can get that out of here. I got it out, thank God. That friggin' thing went right down that hole right there. The stream is right here. So we're just about there, but I don't dare walk through anymore. So there's rocks through here, and then there's logs through here, and there's mud through here, so I thought I'd be able to cheat. I just couldn't resist trying to get to that stream. It was not that far away. And I think that opening is right around here somewhere. It might be right there, or it might be right down there, but I have to find a way back through all this crap. Yeah, it was almost fell over again, sitting down on the ground. I went over this big log and then a couple over there, come up through. So I'm gonna have to try and do that after I get off the ground here without, hopefully don't lose another crutch. Fun. Oh, before I try and get off the ground, I just went on Onyx to check where I was, and that is the pond area right there. Probably just because we've got this drought, it's a lot less water than normal. You know, the aerial photography, the photographs that Onyx uses are probably 10 years old, so a lot more water back then. So I'm gonna try and get up now and get over these logs and heading back towards the truck and go down the road. I might, unless I find another good spot up here, we'll see. All right, I'm coming from back that way, sweating my you-know-what off. Going uphill and going through all these cracks and crevices and uneven ground and ferns and rotten wood and everything else. And look what I come across here. It's an old wood stove. It's been here a little while. Rotting away. I gotta head up that way. Got some big old maple trees here too. Sam and I head in that direction, heading towards the truck. Well, I'm almost back on the trail I came down off. I just gotta go over that way a little bit further. But I did come across some more deer scat here and bigger stuff over here. Probably a mother and a young one. Just gotta get over this last tree obstacle here. Hopefully I'll have smoother sailing for obstacles except for just the hill. Sam is over that way, investigating. Phew, getting hot. I knew it was going to be a job getting out of here. It's just sweat and climb up these hills. Doesn't take very long. Heading that way. I'm heading in this direction. I'm just about caught up to where I was. Now coming from this way, all that garbage. But this is a trailway right there, following the edge of that stream, I guess. Or down that direction towards the swamp. If I was a lot healthier person, a lot more able, I would definitely go to that swamp and check out some spots down there, but it's too far away from me. I still got a long ways to go uphill to get back to the truck. So sadly, I don't know if I'll put a camera here or not. Ooh, do I see a rub over there? I might see a rub over there. Let's get back to you. Hold on a minute. All right, from way back where I was, that looked like a rub. It's a nice and bright spot. A tree over here. but I don't believe it is. I think it's just a dead tree, that's a dead branch that's over here, and some bark's just come off of it. I was getting all excited for a minute. So you don't see any debris on the ground where something scraped the bark off. Looks like it might be just a branch that come off. It just happens to be white, right about the height a big buck would be rubbing his antlers all over something. Oh well. It was exciting to see it for a second anyway. It's going in the right direction. I gotta go uphill up that way there. So I'm heading the right direction. This is a deer trail. I did see some more deer crap right back there. But, well, that was almost a good sign. Heading that away. All right, that's how I'm going. There's a trail here, but the visor you can see was bright right down there. That's where it came from. It goes to that pond area. There's some trails and deer scat there. Another trail goes skirts along this way. So I decided I'm gonna put my trail camera out and watch this area. See if anything shows up. Ain't gonna hurt. But we gotta keep going up that hill, heading back up to where it opens up in there. So we're gonna keep going that way. Got the trail camera out. All right, there's a sight for sore eyes. Still gotta go through this hell to get to it, but oh well. See another bone or spinal cord down there, down that bank on the ground. Come from this way. A lot of squirrels in there. Sam's been going bananas. Must be in a logging yard here. And head back to the truck. All right, we're back in the truck. I'll show you pathetically. Let's see here. How would I do this? Oh, go up. Boom. Down. Right there. Down. That is the stream I got to. The opening, supposedly. Which is pretty sad how far away it is compared to that swamp I wanted to get to. I thought I could get to, but that is just way too far for me. Way too far. It's out there. Quite a ways. So there's one thing I can't do. It's over here, swamp, more swamp right off the edge of that. This is a clear cut here. That's the clear cut. It's all grown up now. That was that swamp, and I got to this little pathetic pond over here. Over here. That pond right there. That's all as far as I could get. Not good. Oh well, it's just too far for me with my arms and shoulders and stuff. I am sweating to death. Poor Sammy's roasting to death too. We got another swamp we're gonna go check out just along the edge of the road. Hopefully we'll be able to find something out there. Hopefully, we'll see. It's really hot right now too. All right, we're up to that corner where this swamp follows this whole edge here. Sammy and I are gonna try and see if we can get in there. I don't know if we're gonna be able to or not. It's high above the swamp, so we'll be looking down on it. And we met a grader. He had about, I don't know, a couple miles of this road graded, but we come up to the part that's not graded anymore. Or not graded yet, I should say. He'll be coming out here eventually. I don't know if he'll come out here today or not. He's got a ways to go back that way. But yeah, we're gonna get out there and explore this a little bit, see if I can walk through the woods, and I don't know if it's gonna be worth it or not. May not be worth it at all. We might find out real quick that it's just not worth the effort. See what we can do. All right, the road's right there. Found a place I could try and look at it a little bit, but you can see it just drops right off. Big time. Here's the ground goes like that, but it just drops right off going that way. I'm not gonna be able to get in there, and it's wicked thick. No way I could traverse that. Just goes straight down over here. So we'll take a walk down the road and see what we can see that way. I mean, it's out on the trail, all kinds of stuff. Yep, I guess this one's probably gonna be a no-go for me. Truck's right over there. All right, I don't know if you can tell, but it's bright in there. It just drops right off. There's no way for me to get through. I walked way down to that corner, around that corner, to see if there was a stream Sammy could get some water at. There's some puddles in the road, but that was it. We are heading back to the truck. I hear that grader coming too, so hopefully we can get there before the grader gets to it. Okay, that was a pain in the ass. Freaking, I could hear that grader coming. I'm trying to get Sam in the truck. I'm trying to get up that hill. Oh, what a pain. Go way faster than I wanted to. But we made it for the grader, so that's good. That place was just a no-go. Nothing I could do in there. It was just way too steep, way too thick. So we're just gonna drive down here further and see if there's anything else we missed and want to check out. But I was trying to get Sam some water. I could have swore there was water, a little bridge right there, but I walked all the way down to the bottom, assuming I could just get there. And there's no bridge at all. There's a couple of mud puddles in the road, which weren't very good. Sammy took a little drink and walked in them, but that was it. Well, I don't know. Those are the two spots I wanted to check out today. So I'm kind of like up in the air now. And I don't want to go back, harass the guy in the grader again. So I've already went by him once. He was coming this way while I was going this way. So I don't want to keep getting in his way. Plus, it's not the smartest thing to do, follow right behind a grader, because they got all the rocks that are chopped up and it could puncture my tires. So, of course, here's a little bridge right here. What are we doing here? Old rotted bridge with some water in there. I don't know. Yeah, there's no place for me to park. That's a problem. So many places, like, say I want to scout and hunt and check out, but there's nowhere for me to park unless I park a quarter mile up the road and then walk back down, which is a lot of work for me, especially after the walking I've done already. So we're gonna keep on going and hopefully I can find something else. We already checked out that clear cut the last time we were out here, so that was something to look at. There's a road coming right here, but I don't know what it is. Guess we're gonna keep doing the loop, come back home that way, I guess. Maybe there'll be something I think of on the way through. Get you some more footage if I can find anything else out here. Oh, this is graded. Well, I gave that grader guy, you know, last video I had was a couple of weeks ago, and you saw that he was grading then, so I gave him about 2 weeks. I thought they'd have this all graded by then. And as you can see, we've been fighting him all day long trying to get around places. And I was hoping that the rain would pack some of the dirt down and stuff, but we haven't had a lick of rain, anything to speak of anyway, so that it's just as parched and powdery as ever. You know, there's dust just floating around everywhere. You can see in the back of behind the truck. It's just horrible. I'm just barely going. What I'm going, 10 miles an hour, and creating a huge dust cloud behind me. Drought. I think it's killing my freaking food plot too. Don't get a chance to grow. Aggravating how much money I put into it and then have a situation like that with just no rain. Just kills everything. I am getting some deer out there. There are some deer coming out to the top food plot, part of the food plot, where the soil's been a little bit better. The soil's been amended a few times with, you know, fertilizer and lime. So it's growing up there a little bit, mostly just the winter rye and stuff like that, though. No, I don't see any kind of brassicas growing out of there, at least on my trail camera I don't. In my other trail camera, where I'm looking at the lower portion, you know, I can see a little bit of brassica, not brassica, winter rye or winter, you know, wheat and stuff about that tall. But just in sporadic spots, and you still see more ferns growing in those areas too. So ferns are just horrible. You gotta fight those things forever up there. I thought once they grew, you know, and you killed them, they'd be done for the season, but no, more grow and more grow and more grow. It's friggin' ignorant. They're fighting them burns. Hopefully eventually I'll get a lot of winter rye out there, something that'll prevent them from growing, but we'll see. I'm gonna have to do some spraying probably in the spring, some glyphosate or something. But Sam and I are going off through the big loop. seeing if there's any other things. I got one area I may take a ride through. I'll get you some footage of that if I go out there. Just depends on how what's it look like, I guess, and I'll check on my Onyx and see what's around. But I'll get you some more footage in a little while. Yeah, I just went over this bridge. Stopped to let Sammy go to get a drink. She hasn't gone off to the side yet to get the drink, but check out this. Yeah, big hole right in the friggin' bridge. I got pieces of plywood and stuff over it just to give you an idea where to go, I guess. This one's about ready to be rebuilt, I think. They just logged up here. I just came from this area. I'm heading the other direction. They logged up and they just freshly graded right to that area again. The stream is pretty low. As you can see, it used to be a lot higher. Truck is going that way. But yeah, this bridge is seen the last days, I think. That's not a great sight to see right there. Now, Sammy still hasn't gone to the water yet, so I'm stopped here for her in the first place. So hope she gets the picture shown here. All right, Sam and I come to this spot. We're trying to find a way. Found buttermilk. It's a really big lake. My brother took a little video. It showed me once, and I'm trying to find the shortest walking way into it. And I've been watching my Onyx and I found this open area here. You know, it's fairly close. And there's even ribbons down on the trail there, so I thought that was maybe ribbons actually leading away to buttermilk. So we start walking in there and come to another trail. It's flagged down further, heading in the same direction. And I think it was going to a bear bait site. They just happened to have it along the route that goes to the lake, the pond, whatever you call buttermilk. So I'm sorry if I messed up anybody's bear bait. I didn't intend to. I thought this was a flagged trail to get to buttermilk. It probably does if you keep going, but once I saw that site, I could see a white. I don't know if it was a barrel. I thought it was a barrel, maybe into the woods a little ways. I was probably 50 yards away from it, and I said, no, I think that might be a bear bait site. This is probably why this ribbon all of a sudden stops. You'd think it would keep going towards the lake. So, forgive me if I mess up your site. What's today? I think today's Wednesday. So, I wish they'd have some places that you could get to with a truck, or allow you to bring a UTV or a four-wheeler to. It sucks. You see all these nice lakes, secluded lakes you want to get to and check out and stuff, but they're so far in for crutches or wheelchair, no way, you know, or anybody who's elderly or disabled, you're screwed. You can't do anything. You're kind of stuck amongst everything else with all the population that you don't want to be around. I want to be out in the woods and enjoy something that's secluded and you can't get to them. So we're going to start heading back and maybe we'll find another place to scout out. But I am getting tired. My arms are getting tired. My wrists are tired. My ankles are getting weak. My legs are getting weak. It's been doing a lot of walking trying to get out. Sammy's getting exhausted. She's getting tired too. So I'll head back out of this way and see if I can find any place else. All right, we stopped heading that way. Coming from that way. This is called Caribou Stream. Why, I have no idea. Maine doesn't have any caribou. Once upon a time they may have. But to that side, there's that side. I ain't been out here in a while, but I could have swore it was a lot higher than that before. We are in a good drought. Hoping Sammy will go around somewhere and get in the water, but he ain't getting it so far. Haven't really seen much else to scout out. I've been watching my Onyx on the way all the way through here, and haven't really seen much yet. Still a lot of vegetation. The leaves come down, all of a sudden you start seeing skidder trails and stuff that you don't normally see that might help me get into the woods a little bit more. But all right, now this bridge, as you can tell, It's a lot better shape than that last one. I still gotta drive over that one coming back out of here. This is much newer than that one. That one's, she's had her day. I wish Sammy would go off to the side and get a drink, but she just ain't getting it, I guess. Yeah, you would think there'd be trails going right off to the side of that, these bridges. Everybody would be trout fishing or whatever during the spring, so making trails, but it's not many. These places are pretty secluded. Not many people are in them. Well, just wanted to show you Caribou Stream out in the middle of nowhere. One thing I love about this time of year, listening to those crickets and stuff. Make all the noise. And moose been through here, tearing up some of these cherry trees and stuff. Going through all these raspberry bushes. See the trails right through there. Might see a moose before we get out of here today, maybe. Keep going that way. Hey, look at this, how thick this is right in here. And you wouldn't suspect anything, but when you look on the thing, look. It's a big swamp right in there on the left, just a little ways, and then after that, there's another lake right there. Starting of a lake. Duck pond right there. That's where we are. Right there is where we're looking at, right over there. You'd never know that by this. You know, this onyx helps a lot for that, but me being disabled, the best I can do is try and find a crossing on the road with a straight stretch and hoping I can catch something coming from over here into there or vice versa. There's more swamp or clear cut up there too, so over here, so you know, who knows. We'll keep on going. I'm not gonna go much further down this road. It's getting late, so we might be turning around pretty soon. Okay, this place right here, I thought it was gonna be a clear cut, but as I'm driving through, it's a swamp, and it's not that far in there. But it does drop off a little bit to get into it, but it's a fairly big swamp. Just can't see much right now. You can just barely catching the swale grass through the trees, and now I'm losing it. This big swamp in there anyway. Yeah, I believe this is railroad tracks here. Coming way through the middle of this, way through the middle of the woods here. So we're gonna go up a little bit further and find some place to turn around. We've gone quite a ways and it's already 3:11. We gotta turn around and head back pretty quick. Yeah, we're just trying to segment out these areas of this road and investigate certain areas and see what we can find, and hopefully maybe we'll find a gold nugget somewhere. We'll see what happens. We're coming right to the very end of the road, as you can see. I'll zoom out for you because there's another pond. That way? Yeah, right there. I thought I saw it was Mud Pond. I don't know why I'm saying Benson now. Little Benson Pond. Yeah, this is Mud Pond, it's saying. Holy mackerel, that thing, get out of the way. Mud Pond. Sorry, how far away we are from a road, maybe. If I can possibly do that. Yeah, I won't even, can't see where we are. We are quite a ways away anyway, let me tell you that much anyway. Yeah, whoop, there's Newport Onawa Trail. The old fox rock way over there. Well, that's Quebec right there. So we're quite a ways away. We're in the woods a ways, just to let you know. Second buttermilk over there, that's where we drive across the bridge and Sammy always goes into the water. That's way over there. So we're quite a ways away from her there. Got a bird and pond. See all these ponds you just can't get to? Well, some of you can walk can, but some of you can't walk. You're SOL. So we gotta head back this way. Take that road all the way back. Connect on here and go back home that way. So we still got a lot of driving to do. So where are we here? There we are, right there. Yeah, we got a lot of driving to do still, so. I'll zoom that in one more. There we go. All right, this is where we are. The end of the road, as they say. We are way out in the woods. Smell those crickets. All right, we gotta go back that way. Turn this rig around and head back that way. Hey, Sam, go. Good girl. Well, we're just about out of this road. Did that scouting section for this time around. I got a couple other spots I want to investigate another time, but I'm trying to use all my time in certain areas. That way I don't just drive all over the place. We are getting to the tire now. Yep, hitting the tire. Sammy and I are getting home, heading on home. In Bowbank now, heading to Spec. That was a dusty ride. There's the window up. Yeah, that was definitely a dusty ride. We'll see what we see out there. We went for a UTV ride. My brother and a buddy of his went for a ride, and we went on a different route out past Bear Pond. And I want to do that, investigating that area next, probably. It'll be a week or so. Probably after I get my next paycheck, hopefully, because I'm just about out of money right now for gas and everything else. So we will see you on the next one. I appreciate you all watching.